Banks residents are choosing to ride out Hurricane Florence instead of listening to the mandatory evacuation order.
Those staying put say they are prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws at them. 13 News Now reporter Robert Boyd is live for us tonight in Nags Head.
Well, David, here at the beach in Nags Head, it seems like the wind continues to pick up with every passing hour. But as you just mentioned, a lot of residents who live here have decided to just hunker down and ride out this storm. Now, these people acknowledge that this Hurricane Florence, it's going to be bad. It's going to bring a lot of wind, a lot of rain, possible flooding, possible power outages. But despite all that, they feel that evacuating is just unnecessary. Sam Larson has been debating whether or not to evacuate his Nags Head home for the past few days. The hurricane is 24 hours away, and he's still here.
Got 3 of my kids with me. If it was going to be a Category 4 that's going to slam right into us, I probably would have shipped them off with one of my family members.
But Larson says just because his family's staying doesn't mean he isn't taking Florence serious. Windows are boarded up, the grill is tied down, sandbags stacked at the door. We're going to get winds, and it's going to change the tides, and it's going to push stuff up, and it's going to blow crap around. It's going to break down some trees. The power's going to go out. Bob Scott also said most of his neighbors are sticking around, which is why he's parking his trailer underneath the house. He doesn't want it to become a deadly projectile.
I had one storm where I had it underneath the garage, and if I hadn't had it chained down, it would have blown out in the backyard. If it had been heading right toward the Outer Banks, I would have gone this morning. Wind is a scary thing.
Publix grocery store was packed with people also choosing to ride out the storm. This was one of the only businesses in the area that wasn't completely closed and boarded up.
There's been a lot of people that think we're crazy for staying, and other moms that aren't from the area that don't understand, and they just see Outer Banks on the news and they think, how could you not leave? How could you not follow the mandatory evacuation order, especially with a kid?
Diane Clementowicz says as long as you are prepared to spend a week without electricity, she has no problem hunkering down and waiting out the wind and rain.
It's more about keeping them entertained at this age. I don't think safety is an issue. Just maybe us all going a little crazy being cooped up for a few days.
While other residents are embracing the hurricane.
Welcome to Brew Through, guys.
Planning to gather with neighbors and bring in the weather with a cold beverage. Brew Through had a steady flow of cars throughout the morning.
Definitely going to be some hurricane parties around here. The way I saw people stocking up around here, definitely going to be some good times had by some of the locals down here.
Now, once again, pretty much every business in the Outer Banks, with exception to just a couple gas stations, is closed. And those businesses, restaurants, grocery stores, are expected to remain closed until this hurricane is through. So if you are riding it out at home, hopefully you have enough resources to get through the next couple days. Live in Nags Head, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
Dare County leaders are restricting all access to the county starting tomorrow morning. Only medical personnel and cleanup crews will be allowed in. People who live there and business owners will not. Now, ferries out of Ocracoke are no longer running. NCDOT tweeted out this picture of the last ferry leaving the island. More than 2,100 people evacuated by ferry. Another 1,000 cars were carried off of Ocracoke by way of NCDOT suspended Knott's Island ferries earlier today. And if you are in Dare County and in need of shelter from the storm, Knightdale High School is opening in Raleigh. People living in Currituck County can head inland to Halifax Community College.